I really like that new intro of ours.
It is awesome. Yeah, it's very cool.
Shout out to Kevin Stoner for making that for us because that is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Kevin.
Guys. Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Asylum with Harley and Joker. I am your host, Harley, and I have Josh with me. Joker will be joining us shortly. How are you today, Josh?
I'm great. Great. Had a great dinner for my birthday coming up. Yeah.
When is your birthday?
On Thursday, May 2nd.
Awesome. Okay,
yeah.
I'm going to have to do a thing for you that day on there. Okay, guys, I'm going to start our show off. Guys, go check out Skullectomy by Jolt 7 Studios. Her skulls are one of a kind and awesome.
Yeah.
Got my very own skull now from her, so I'm excited. And I'm going to throw this content warning up because some people may find this episode offensive, but we're the asylum and we do out of the normal things. So here's your content warning. If you take any offense to anything we say, well, go to the padded room. Okay, well, today is our Mother's Day special. We are doing it a little early. We know it's early, but we will not be going live on Mother's Day because, well, I'm a mother and I will be on a flight back from Massachusetts that day. So, Josh, you get to start this episode out with your moms. Why you picked them as the crazy, weird, psycho moms?
Oh, well, the first one I chose was Lois Griffin. Yes, Lois Griffin. Some might argue that she's not that bad, but I disagree. She hates Meg. Like, I know that's the joke, but if she was a real mom, like, that's horrible, right?
Kids like that.
Yeah. She is oblivious to her baby trying to kill her. She willfully ignores her husband just doing the dumbest shit. I think she's a terrible mom. Funny character, terrible mom.
I mean, my take on that is, okay, she lets her son have toys that can harm you, and you're like,
yeah. Well,
why?
To be fair, he doesn't have toys that can harm you. He literally is a genius and makes these. So that's not really on her. He hides them in a hidden room in her house, which, first of all, how is that? How is that? How do they not notice there's a giant room behind his closet? Sure, that makes sense.
Complete sense. 100%. Okay, your next one.
My next one is a lot more obvious. Margaret White from Carrie. I mean, Carrie is one of the characters that, while horrible, murders so many people, you kind of side with her. You're kind of like, they kind of had it coming, right? And the one that had it coming the most, in my opinion, was her mother, Margaret. She's one of those Bible thumping, everybody's a demon people, and yeah, I can't imagine a worse mom to have. So, what's your take, Harley?
She's just crazy. Like, I get the whole why her daughter is the way that she is, because that girl was treated like shit. But when you come from crazy, you tend to be crazy.
Yep. I can confirm.
Me
so
too.
my next
mother. Your next one, I'm kind of curious. Well, no, not this one. You got one out here that I'm
Yeah.
like,
Pamela
okay,
Pamela Voorhees. This one's again pretty obvious. She
yeah.
raises a serial killer because she is herself a serial killer. Just a terrible, terrible human being, and raises a literal monster, an undying monster.
You know the funny thing about that, Ice Nine Kills has a song called Jason's Mom, and like the lyrics are Jason's mom's got it going on. And then they talk about the mom in Psycho. We'll talk more about her later. But it's a
I
pretty
was going to
funny
add her,
song.
but I figured somebody else would do her, and I wanted it to be a little bit more creative.
Okay,
Speaking
here's
of
your next
creative,
one.
Peg Bundy. Peg, a lot of people love her because of how funny she was, but she was terrible. Now, I'm not saying it's a woman's job to do housework. That's fine. It should be both, right? But she refused to do housework. She refused to do anything, but she was pretty much just eye candy for for um Bundy. Fuck, what's his name? Ed. Anyways, Al. God damn it. Oh man, I really dropped the ball on that one. Al Bundy. She's pretty much just eye candy, which I mean, fair enough. Good job, Al. But like, and she always gave horrible advice to her children. Like I don't know, she's bad. She's a bad mother. What is your take there, Harley?
Yeah, she was. She was over the top and just like even her character on Roseanne is kind of over the top. Hello, Lonnie. Thank you for joining us today, one of our faithful watchers.
Hi, Lonnie.
What is your take on Peg Bundy as a mom?
Yeah, I'm curious
Okay,
too.
let's go to your next one. This is the
Oh
one that
boy,
I was.
this one's wild. The Blue Fairy from Pinocchio. Now, here's the thing. In the show, in the movie, she is portrayed as like this beautiful, sweet, kind soul, but she grants Geppetto's wish uh to make Pinocchio a real boy, and then proceeds to force upon him this condition for no reason. Hey, what's up?
Joker's joined us.
Fucking kids. But
He said,
yes,
"Is Glinda the good witch?"
But no, the blue fairy from Pinocchio. She was in a very large way Pinocchio's mom, and was horrible about it. What do you think, Joker? She made
uh,
that poor guy, that poor doll. She gave him a condition that every time he lied, he grew his nose so he could be bullied.
I mean,
Like,
she helped the boy. She helped the boy get some wood.
And
yeah,
then today's
she helped her.
society,
She helped her de facto son get some wood.
But he also wouldn't have been alive if she didn't help.
What did Lonnie just say?
about time
About that.
when he said that when Joker got popped on.
Oh,
But I mean, so, yeah, I don't think she's that bad because she gave him life.
she also. I was
And
reading.
honestly, if kids' noses could actually grow when they lie, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So Blue Fairy says fairies don't lie, but she multiple times lied.
Josh, look down.
Lonnie, that's great. That's really funny. Oh man.
Of course, Lonnie would say something like that.
Well, it's a famous meme too at this day and age,
Yeah.
but
Okay,
Um,
so we are moving on
yeah,
to.
I know that's a weird choice, but I wanted to go a weird route for the last one.
well,
So,
it's you, so we don't think too much. We don't think too much of it.
Joker, I'm curious to recap real fast. My mothers were Lois Griffin. You
I
have
wouldn't
any
say she's a
thoughts
bad
on
mother.
how bad Lois Griffin was?
I mean, she puts herself before her kids a lot of times, so yeah, I mean, it's just kind of bad that way. But
Yeah,
I know plenty of mothers I've met in my life, my friends and stuff that are exactly the same way. So
yep,
it's
yep. But she
pretty
hates her
pretty bad.
daughter too. That's the biggest one to me.
Everybody hates that girl, so you can't blame her.
Nah, but she's voiced by fucking Mila Kunis. Anyways, and then the next one is Margaret White, which is Carrie's mother, the
Oh, that,
psycho
she's
Christian lady.
I know who she is. Absolute horrible mother.
Yeah,
Uh, She
and,
deserved everything she got.
and then Pamela Voorhees.
But she was just looking out for her boy and taking care of the horny counselors that killed them. Or let him get killed.
And then Peg Bundy.
Oh yeah, Peg Bundy was a horrible mother. Horrible. I mean, she didn't cook. She didn't really clean. She didn't do anything except try to sleep with her husband who didn't want her.
Okay,
Which
Jeremy,
is
you want to
hilarious
tell
because
us?
she was also hot. But
I know Al Bundy was a fool for that, but
Well, I mean, like her character wrote on the Connors. She's now Dan's wife on the Connors,
oh
and
well
boy,
aware.
they made that character just as bad as Peg Bundy.
no boy.
Not really.
Yeah, she is.
She, I don't think so. I think she's older now. She has no kids to worry about in that show. She's just trying to live a happy life.
Okay,
All
Joker,
right,
you
well we
want
can
to
move
tell
on
us
now.
your 5 moms?
Oh, I got yeah, I got to look back on our messages for that shit. I don't remember even. But
Well, I got the
it's been
pictures of them in here.
oh well. And of course I'm totally blanking who the oh yeah.
I,
I mean Kitty Menendez. Kitty Menendez. Yeah, I should know that picture. But yeah, I mean, we just talked about this a couple weeks ago, so I figured it was a good mom to bring on because she let her husband do what he wanted to the boys and end up causing her own death. So she got karma, but she was a horrible
ooh,
mother. She
I like
looked.
that you. Sorry, go ahead.
I like that she. I picked her because of that fact simply because she let her husband. Just because he had money, she let her husband do what he wanted to the boys when she shouldn't have. When she should have protected them.
Yep,
She should have took them and left.
facts. She could have avoided a
Or
gigantic.
death.
Yeah, tragedy.
Okay, here's your second one.
Yes, Jesse's mom from Big Mouth, who is she's a typical woman going through a midlife crisis, but she's ignoring her child completely during it, forcing the child to find a motherly love from her stepmother, because there literally is a storyline in not the newest season. I think I'm behind a season on that show, but in the 2 seasons ago where she's wearing the same leggings for like 2 weeks straight, and like she doesn't have her mother there to tell her like you shouldn't do that. You're gonna get some nice vag rashing from that shit. Gonna inflame the fuck out of that puss.
That's yeah.
Gross.
And plus, and plus, she's putting more emphasis on her being a newfound lesbian now than her daughter and what her daughter needs. So her daughter's going through fucking high school, one of the most horrible emotional times any person can go through, and she's not even there to support her ever.
Can I say that Big Mouth is so much more than just like a stupid comedy. It's a great show.
I wish I always say I wish it was around when I was a teenager because there was so much I could learn from it when I was a teenager.
Yeah, Nick Kroll, who created it, is one of my favorite comedians.
Sorry, had to blow my nose.
I'm not a Nick Kroll fan by any means actually, but I just love that show. Like it's so much information that teenagers need to hear, and they need
I
to
don't
hear
think
from
I've
somebody.
actually watched any Big Mouth.
Oh, you
It's really
should.
good. To be fair, I haven't watched very much, but of the stuff I've watched, I've really liked it.
Oh, it's amazing from the first episode on. It's a fucking amazing show. I mean, I wish I had a hormone monster when I was a fucking teenager to help me get through shit.
Okay. Your next one. We've talked about her too on the show.
Oh, Ma Barker. Yeah, of course. Because I mean,
Bob
she basically
Barker.
she basically raised all her kids to be criminals. So I mean, I couldn't think of a better example. She's on a lot of lists of the worst mothers of all time. I mean, she basically raised all her kids to cheat, steal, rob, and everything else in between. So and murder. So
I see why you picked her.
You forgot Lucille Bluth.
was she not on my list? Oh,
Yes.
oh, she skipped one of my lists. She skipped one of my lists. Yeah.
There's still one more.
Oh,
All right. Well, you went out of order, but
that's fine.
yeah. I mean, Evelyn Harper is the example of a bad mother. She put herself. She's basically she's a black widow, even though it's not really proven in the show. She's a black widow, and
Many
she puts
times over,
many times. Well, that's what black
insinuated.
widows do. That's what black widows
Yeah.
do. But I mean, she put herself before her kids always. I mean, it's one of the main points of the show is that Charlie and Alan can't stand her because she always put herself first. And even there's literally a scene in the second season where Alan's like, "Oh, mom's not that bad. Mom's not that bad." And then anything he tries to think that's good news, like Charlie can turn it around exactly what she would say to make it be like something bad about them.
She was horrible.
I love that you chose her because I almost put her on my list as well.
And kind of the same thing. And I was debating between Mallory Archer, and Lucille Bluth, but since they're the same person, technically, I mean, it kind of works for both because they're both the same character. They're both a mother who's so self-obsessed, and so about themselves and worrying about what's going to happen next with their life that they don't pay attention to their kids desperately needing help. Because all four of the Bluth kids desperately need psychological help because of their mother and father, but mainly because of their mother, and especially what the hell is the bald guy's name? I forget his name again. Starts with a B, I think, but in Arrested Development, I forget his. Buster, yeah, especially Buster. Like he definitely needs psychological help, and he is the way he is because his mother freaking like treated him like a special child.
The magician?
No, that's Will Arnett. I'm talking about
yeah.
I'm talking about the bald guy. I forget his real name all the time, but
it's Paul. I know who you're talking about. It's Paul something, and I forget it.
Yeah, he is such a special person in that show because of his mother. Because his mother raised him as the baby and treated him special and like babied him his whole life. And it's the same thing in Archer. Her character in Archer did the same thing to Archer. Like she made him who he is. Like he's a womanizing alcoholic because of his mother. Because his mother basically is basically the woman version of that.
Or are you talking about David Cross?
David Cross, yeah, that's his name.
Tobias?
Well, no, not Tobias. Buster.
Oh,
Buster.
Tony Hale.
Tony Hale. That's it. Yeah. David.
That's good.
I mean, Tobias has all his own issues, but he's not actually a Bluth, so he doesn't count.
Okay.
He is married into crazy.
That seems to happen a lot because I know I did. Okie dokie. Next one. Here's mine. I have a few honorable mentions here, but there's a few on here that are actual real life moms that are horrible. Okay, my first one is Norma Bates. Well, we all know why she is on my list.
I mean, besides the fact
she loved her son,
but see, especially from that picture from Bates Motel, like on the series, they really like emphasize the fact that she tried to get him help, but
if you watch the Bates Motel series,
I've seen all of it. Trust me. I mean, I feel that's what I'm basing it off of. Is that series? I mean, the first freaking episode, he literally walks in on some guy trying to rape his mother, and like that sets him off. And Like she kind of deflects to Norman a lot to like protect her, even when she should be figuring out stuff on her own because she's an adult that she should be putting responsibility on him. But her biggest fault as a mother is just ignoring the signs of what her son was doing and what he was going to become because of it. The taxidermy and all that, it's just a pure sign of this kid's going to be a freaking monster eventually.
I mean, if that's the case, then we should have put like John Wayne Gacy's mom on here and
Dahmer's mother.
Dahmer's mom.
Actually, no. Dahmer's father was the real monster, not his mother. His father.
Well, his mother was crazy, anyways, because she left him with the father.
I mean, if you watch that movie, My Friend Dahmer, it kind of explores that relationship a lot more. But
okay, my next one. This is Gertrude Bezwicki, also known as Gertrude Wright, and the torture mother. So her neighbors left their daughters with her. While they were doing like the traveling circus. There was movies based on this, and one of them I think was The Girl Next Door, and she tortured one of those girls and then had her kids help torture the girl and basically told them not to tell anybody what was going on.
Yeah, they kind of played a character on The Following off of that too.
Oh,
I forget.
I mean, that movie was crazy.
If anybody hasn't watched The Following, you totally should watch it. Kevin Bacon as greatest, and the guy who played the villain, Joe, was freaking amazing too. I never can remember his name though, but that show overall was freaking incredible.
Okay, my next one is Susan Lee Smith.
I recognize her, but I can't see why.
She's an American woman who was convicted of murdering her two sons, 3-year-old Michael and 14-month-old Alexander, in 1994 by drowning them in the South Carolina lake.
Oh, is she the one who drove? Is she the one who drove a car into the river? Okay, yeah.
Yep. The case gained attention because she falsely claimed that a black man had kidnapped her sons during the carjacking. Her defense attorney, David Burke and Judy Clark, called expert witnesses to testify that she had mental health issues that impaired her judgment when she committed the crime. Smith was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. According to South Carolina Department of Corrections, she'll be eligible for parole in November.
She ain't gonna get it, but I mean,
2024.
But it's funny because on South Park they freaking stole that storyline, and they had Butters after Butters called his father in a gay hotel. His mother drove him in a car into the river and like got out, and I mean, but he ended up just floating down the river for a couple of days and getting out of the car fine. Cause it's Butters. Nothing happened to Butters.
This is my next one. This is the mother from. Oh my gosh, what is the name of the movie again?
Oh,
Mommy Dearest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
This woman. This movie traumatized me growing up because of the whole metal coat hangers thing.
Yeah.
Like if there was metal coat hangers, she would beat the girl with the metal coat hanger.
I don't think I've actually seen that movie yet.
Spoiler alert! It's like a 30-year-old movie, man.
I was so gonna put the mom from Serial Mom on this, but
yeah, I actually have one I definitely should have put on there and completely didn't even think about. So.
Well, you could still put it on. We've still got time.
Okay, I'll wait for you.
Is the one and only Cookie Lyon?
Yeah, I never watched that damn show.
Okay, she went to prison for her husband's drugs that they sold. And when she got out, her youngest son wanted nothing to do with her. So she took a broom and beat the shit out of him with that broom.
I mean, that's just street that's just living in the streets.
Yeah. Okay, so this one, my next one is
She's a baddie though. Cookie is.
yeah.
Oh,
Cookie was a
to,
badass.
to Jerry Henson's hot as shit. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved her on Person of Interest.
Well, there was one episode she went and took a baseball bat. Like this picture shows that she's taking a baseball bat to all of his records and awards he
I
won and destroyed the whole office and everything.
Like
I
that
remember.
picture of her holding that bat. Holy shit, she's hot.
I mean, yeah, it just gave Josh a Woody here, but
No. But she's very hot.
I mean, I loved her on Person of Interest because it was actually her as a good person. But I remember that scene with her smashing the records and stuff because I remember that was in the advertisements.
She like smashed everything, then beat him with the bat too.
I mean,
Okay.
well, it's what's his name who played freaking War Machine in the first Iron Man. Like he deserves to get slapped.
Okay, this is Ka Young. She was a Sacramento mother who was convicted of microwaving her 1-month-old daughter to death.
Christ.
I
She was
mean,
I
sentenced
forgot
to
about. I
26
remember that
years
and
to
forgot
life
about
in
it.
prison.
I mean, you know, you want them deep, you want them extra crispy. So
You couldn't even say it. Like
my conscience is like, don't do it. I'm like, fuck you.
you're like, hey, you know, you gotta have them extra crispy.
I mean, that's fucked. I mean, that's almost as fucked as American Horror Story when they put the guinea pig in the microwave. That pissed me off so bad.
Okay, I actually got one wrong. This mother here is, this happened here recently. Her name is Crystal Calendaro or something like that.
Crystal meth. Got it.
No. This mother left her 18-month-old baby here in Cleveland alone to go on vacation
I heard about
in
that.
Puerto Rico.
For 10
The
days.
baby, yeah, for 10 days. The baby, they got doorbell cam footage of hearing the baby scream for this mother, which I don't, well, okay, the area of Cleveland it was. I see why nobody called the cops because, well, snitches get stitches in that area. But on that same aspect, she took pictures of herself on vacation. This baby starved to death because
I mean, those are the type of women who just get taken out behind the jail and, you know, good old firing squad.
Okay,
Oh, I 100% agree.
my last one. We all know who she is.
I actually don't off the top of my head, but she looks like a psycho.
You don't know who she is?
Off the top of my head, I don't recognize her, but it's a lot. I see a lot of faces.
Anthony.
That's Casey, the hot psycho Anthony. Just kidding.
I mean, oh, actually, you know, Harley, I have to send you some songs that Raza Kell did about her. There's one called Black Bags and Heart Shaped Stickers.
I mean, just looking at that picture.
The fact that she's in court smiling.
That creepy smile.
She's a psychotic bitch. Ugh.
Horrible mother. Like, why hide that your child is missing unless you killed your child?
I mean, she also used to let random guys pay her to take the child while the child was drugged up for days.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a fucked case. I mean, and
Yeah.
like Kate and like her parents like tried to stop it and everything too, but no one believed them.
Probably because it was so horrible that they're like, that couldn't possibly be happening. You know? I forgot one. I should have put on Catherine Roerva. You might not know the name, but you've definitely heard of the book A Child Called It.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard the book. Yeah, I've heard the book. Yeah.
I've read that book. That book was
His
sad.
mother. That book left a lasting impression on me. And that to think that all that shit was real, fuck that lady.
It's
Oh
crazy.
boy, it is.
I mean,
I mean,
Insane.
there's a podcast show called Female Criminals. A lot of mothers on that show that have episodes about them that are freaking oof. Some of them just make you want to cringe. I mean,
and I'm
they
sure
don't
there's
because
more that we could have found.
I mean just all I mean mom from Futurama, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought about that, but I was like, eh.
it's a
She's
light
like
it's a light one.
cartoonishly bad. You know what I mean?
It's cartoonishly bad. It's Three Stooges ish like type bad, like just slapping her son and telling him to shut up constantly. But I mean, also I mean, hell, I mean, I almost want to say Marge Simpson to some degree as well. To some degree,
Yeah.
not as horrible as other ones. I mean, Francine Smith is pretty much as bad as Lois Griffin is, but
Yeah, but at least Francine's hot.
hey, Lois is hot too.
I don't know.
Like, if you think about it, even Roseanne Connor was a horrible mother.
But she's also a terrible person in real life, so you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like she wasn't that bad a mother though, because she was always there for her daughters when they needed her.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
In the
I,
show, I don't think she was a bad mother in the show.
oh no, I mean in real life she's a fucking nut job nowadays. But I mean, and that's funny because she owns a macadamia nut farm. But I mean, she was a nut. She was a nut job on the fucking on the show. She actually, I mean, I see this real constantly of like the episode where Darlene gets felt up for the first time and makes out, and like the way she goes up and like sits on her bed and talks to her about it after. Like that's a good mother. That's not a bad mother. Like
And
the
then
bad mother would.
Dan going and fucking beating the shit out of that one guy. Dan was the goat dad.
Oh, he was. Oh, he was not even a goat dad. He was a goat guy. He was just an amazing guy. I mean, he
Yeah.
beat the shit. He beat the shit out of Jackie's husband because he beat her. So
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
and
Yeah.
then and then when the
Goat.
police show up, when the police show up there, he's just sitting there with a freaking bag of peas in his hand, like, all right, arrest me. I did it.
I mean, even still in the new season of the show, he
Oh, he's a
is
goat dad
still
in
like
the
that.
Connors. Oh, because they're not going to change his character,
Well, I
which is
mean,
funny if
that's
you
how
watch
he
him
is in real life, though, too.
oh, I know.
That's
It's
just
funny.
him.
It's funny if you watch him in 10 Cloverfield Lane, though, compared to that. It's fucking hilarious.
There
Because,
was
like,
this
the difference.
article that my husband saw on the news the other day about the Ozempic face and celebrities with the Ozempic face, and Dan Connor was on there. Apparently, he took Ozempic and for his weight loss, and that's why he's got the
turkey neck.
yeah.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
But there's a few other ones who was on there, the list that I was looking at. I was like, damn, they look bad.
I mean,
My grandmother had the biggest turkey neck you'll ever see. My great grandmother did.
oh, yeah, because back then they just got old and lost weight naturally, and it came like that. But,
Yeah.
I mean,
It wasn't Ozempic.
Well, I take Victoza right now, and here I'll be doing the weight loss surgery.
that's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it because then you lose weight naturally, and it doesn't usually it tightens and pretty naturally, unless you're like one of those people who's like 600 pounds, and yeah, nothing's gonna make it natural. But
Oh my, have you seen the new pictures of the two sisters who were over 1,000 pounds that was on TLC?
I don't watch trash TV like that.
Well, her husband was just as big as she was, and they both had weight loss surgery, and they've got pictures of her on Facebook here lately where she didn't lose any of the skin from the weight loss, and she's in a bikini.
Oh, I don't want to see that. I like to be able to get wood. I don't want to have shrinkage for permanently for life. Like that's no.
It was scary.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, looks like a
Josh,
chicken
what
when
are
you
you
overcook it.
doing?
He's looking at porn.
Well, I hope not.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. No, I'm joking. No, somebody
No,
sent
he's
me a
looking.
message. I was making sure it wasn't vital, and then it ended up just being a funny meme. Sorry about that.
I mean,
Maybe at its
he's joking.
finest.
He's joking, guys. He was googling Ryan Reynolds naked.
I mean, listen, who wouldn't?
I
If you
wouldn't,
missed
but
that
okay.
conversation, tune into Bracket Bastards earlier today.
Listen, Jeremy, you cannot tell me that if Ryan Reynolds came up to you and was like, "Hey, buddy," you wouldn't be
I
like,
mean,
"Nah, you're right."
I'd be like, "Where's Blake? Let's get her involved in this."
But you would at least, you wouldn't say no.
But I would need Blake to be there. I'm not gonna just. No, I don't need. I don't want just him. I'm good on that. Or I'd be like, I'd be like, can you at least put on the Deadpool costume first?
Yeah, listen, fucking Ryan Reynolds isn't gay. It's correct.
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I'd be like, can we get Blake involved, please, please, please?
I mean, listen, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Like, I'm like,
Why?
let me
How
see
did
if
this
I'm,
go from terrible mothers to fucking Ryan Reynolds? Anyways,
because you're here.
That's how it works with us. We all have ADHD and we can't stay on focus on one
I
topic.
will
Oh
say we
no,
got through all of our lists very, very nicely, and then we
We're
kind of went
killing
off the
hey,
time
rails.
now.
hey, no. I do not have ADHD. I'm focused on callbacks always. That's what I do. I focus on the callbacks. If I
No,
can keep
we're
it, if
You
I can
killing
keep,
definitely
if
time.
have ADHD, my friend.
if I can, if I can bring a call, if I can call back a joke that was hilarious early in the day, I'm gonna freaking do it. Like I'll find a time to do it.
You know what we
That's why
should
I'm.
do at the very beginning of every episode? We should have a section where we just bullshit. That way we can maybe get the bullshit out of the way first and then move on to the topic.
Well, that's why we're doing the
Yeah,
bullshitting at the end because we're already done with the topic.
and the 4 people that are watching know how we be probably. So
Ooh, I
I
have
mean,
a
they're all
Well,
terrible
they're all
stepmother.
on from X, so
yeah.
I had a
I don't
terrible
know.
stepmother. Do you want me to tell you about my terrible stepmother?
I mean,
sure.
Let me just
X
trauma
is.
dump here. Just joking.
It's funny because on Thursday night when I was doing a show, someone was able to comment on live streams from X, and I haven't seen that before. And I was like, StreamYard finally got its shit straight. They got rid of Facebook groups, but you can comment on X.
I'm curious because on the top it's connected to our Facebook group. I wonder if it's actually posted in it.
I mean, it's connected to my Facebook group too, which I couldn't even find that when I was trying to share Bracket Bastards there.
It wasn't on mine earlier either.
I mean,
We're on Facebook.
I mean, Facebook group, but it kept saying like earlier this week, like, oh, StreamYard's having an issue connecting to Facebook at the moment. Like, it's temporary.
Yeah, it
But
didn't
yeah,
pop up like that today.
I don't freaking know. I don't.
We just
I
can't see the comments from it.
I love StreamYard, but some of the things they do, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, it's not really StreamYard, it's Facebook itself because Facebook's not letting
We
third
should
parties
listen to
share.
we should listen to Tom and stay with MySpace. God damn it!
MySpace was so awesome. You could customize your
Yeah.
everything.
Honestly,
Oh,
MySpace
I mean,
was better. We didn't realize what we had when we had it. Then we all
MySpace was
Taking out
we
amazing,
all
Facebook
abandoned
and we're like,
MySpace for
and
Facebook, and now look at
I
us.
mean, and on MySpace you could have a freaking profile song that anybody that way anytime they want to look at your profile, they heard your music, which is freaking
and
incredible.
you could customize your background on it and everything.
Oh, I mean, shit. Remember the freaking dilemma that used to come over, like picking your top 8 friends and like how pissed off people get if you like switch them out with somebody.
Yeah.
It was a great.
Technically,
It was a great way to get
technically,
revenge.
MySpace still exists, but it's not the same at all.
It's for bands. It's only for bands now to get music out. It's basically Bandcamp.
That's what they should call it now.
Well, there is a website called Bandcamp.
I'm
This one
guessing
time
it's not.
There's a website called Bandcamp, and it's just basically for artists who are not really like signed to anybody yet to like get their music out there. Like it's just a way for bands to get out there. So
That's
if you want
pretty
to discover
cool.
if you want to discover new band, if you want to discover new music acts, you can go just check it out and like search through it to find like music acts you might like.
Brought to you by our sponsor, Bandcamp.com.
Not a sponsor, but could be. We take bribery.
Speaking of sponsors, guys, go check out Skullect-A-Me.
Yes,
Yeah.
go check out
By
Skullect-A-Me.
Jill at
Go,
Seven Studios.
go check out Skullect-A-Me and get some head. Go get some head.
Yours is all
Yeah.
blurry. That's the background.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah. My daughter thought it was a real skull at first.
You know a story about these. She made one that was Elvira, and I took it to go to when I went to Mad Monster and had Elvira sign it. And for my
Whoa,
niece,
that's sick.
because Amanda's daughter has the Elvira one with it signed. Well, I went through TSA, and TSA made me open my bag because they saw the outline of the skull. And I heard them as the skull was going under the scanner, and the guy goes, "She's got a skull in her bag." And so they take me over to where you go through your bags, and he's like, "Ma'am, I need you to open your bag, and I need you to unwrap whatever this is." I said, "Okay, here, it's a custom skull." He said, "Is it real?" I said, "No."
Why would it be real, you freaking idiot?
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
guess.
I'm not gonna lie. If I could have like the skull of like a British king or something, or like a president of the United States that died, like I wouldn't say no. Like, give me Abraham Lincoln's skull. I put a beard and a top hat on it.
That's
I mean,
hilarious.
maybe I'll keep stuff in it, but throw a hole in the back.
Just put candy in it by your front door. It's your candy dish. Ow.
Dash jar.
I cannot tell a lie.
You ash in his eyeballs.
I mean, hey, some of the greatest nations that existed back in ancient times used to eat and drink out of the skull of their enemies. So, and Genghis Khan probably did some worse things to the skulls of his enemies, but you know.
Be careful. He's your great grandpappy, probably.
No, I've had my ancestry done. There's no Asian influence at all. So
Interesting.
European Jewish is primarily there, but
Nope.
it's not the religion. It's actually a group of people because it was such a large group of people at one point that it actually became an ancestry thing.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. It's not a religion thing.
I mean,
Okay.
not that I mind. Jewish people are a pretty cool religion. Golems
Yeah.
and Dybbuk's and all that. I did a fun episode about that a couple weeks ago with a Jewish paranormal expert.
That's interesting. I didn't know there were Jewish paranormal experts.
I mean, anybody could be a paranormal expert. He just happened to focus on his Judaism side for it.
That's fair. When
I
I think of paranormal stuff, though, I think of like Catholics.
No, Catholics just took the whole. They got blown up by the freaking demon movie shit and exorcist type.
Well,
crap,
I
so,
can tell you, I've taken part in an exorcism, and we had a Catholic priest, and it definitely helped.
I'd rather do like Lordy did and take part in a sexorcism, but okay.
Not with this girl, you wouldn't. Anyways.
Okay, guys. Well, that does it for this episode of The Asylum with Harley and Joker. Tune in next week. We will be going live on Saturday at 9 Eastern for our 90s cartoon bracket instead of Sunday.
Hosted by yours truly.
Yes, Joker will be doing that one. Okay.
Because certain people
Harley sucks at the brackets.
Yes, and yes. So no.
Are we gonna have more people than just us three on that one? I assume
there was more than 3 people on the last one, but you didn't show up.
I know.
Yeah, we have quite a few.
I know, and I was the one that was excited when you asked, "Hey, we should do a 90s or an 80s bracket." I was like, "90s, that sounds fun." And I'm like, "Hey, I can't make it, guys."
Actually, we're
going to do a second part to that.
Anyways,
we need to talk about that once the show goes up the air. But yes,
yeah, fair.
Okay, guys, tune in on Saturday the 4th at 9 Eastern. Till then,
How dare you if you do a podcast on Star Wars Day?
Till then,
May the
don't
fourth be
forget
with
to not. No, you say that next week.
you.
Guys, remember, don't cross a crazy bitch.